It's week 3 of the college football season, and the Kansas State Wildcats are 2-0 so far as they get ready to take on the Mississippi State Bulldogs this coming weekend. And that means it's time for Press Pass, brought to you by Robbins Motor Company, and we're coming at you from the WTC Gig-Powered Studios. From GoPowercat.com, my name is Riley Gates, and Kansas State, through 2 games, has coasted pretty well. They've faced 2 inferior opponents that they were clearly better than on the field. However, this weekend is going to get very tough. Mississippi State, being from the SEC, a conference that most consider to be the best in college football, will prove to be the first test for the Wildcats, and they know that the challenge ahead of them is not an easy one.
Going back to last week, I was pleased with the way the guys played. I thought our energy was really good, especially starting the game. We'd challenge the guys to start really fast, which we were able to do, and didn't have any let-ups, which I was really pleased with. Coming out of halftime with a big lead. Week before, we gave up a pretty easy touchdown, and this week guys had different mentality coming out of halftime to continue to put the hammer down, and we were able to do that. So excited about the win, and now we've got to turn our focus to nothing but Mississippi State because it's an exceptional football team, and it'll be a tough environment, but it's a good measuring stick. We need this game. We need to find out as a coaching staff and as players, kind of where we are.
You got to focus on, execution first and foremost, getting guys fitted up, getting to your assignments, and continuing to, get movement. And we always strive for, 4 yards on first down. And so, I think, that's going to be something huge, and just continuing to push forward, and like you said, there's going to be adversity at some point. And how do we respond to that? That's going to be the true measure.
Yeah, it's going to improve how good we are as a football team. The first 2 teams we play, we're supposed to beat those teams. So going against like a Power 5 opponent, we want to see how good as a football team we are and see how the season's going to go and see like all the preparation, all the practices, and all the film study we did as players. See, is it going to pay off for us this Saturday?
One of the main challenges facing Kansas State's offense this weekend, just how big those Bulldog defenders are. Adam Holtorf this week talked about just how big the defensive line is, the weights of some of those players that he will have to face along that offensive line. It's not going to be an easy test either for anybody on this K-State offense, as the Bulldogs seem to feature some rather large players throughout the entire 11-man rotation, and K-State knows that it's going to have its hands full on offense.
They lost a lot of, great seniors last year, but they've got a lot of guys that are, extremely physical. They're big guys, 6'5", 6'4", interiors over 300 pounds. You got DNs that are 285, 295. So it's going to present a great challenge. They're great athletes, they're physical, and they're stout up front, and we got to be able to be ready for that.
Like I said, they got some big size on. They're a good football team. I feel like we just gonna have to take care of the ball, do what we do, and execute and control the time of possession of the game, and I feel like we'll be good.
There are a lot of storylines coming into this weekend's game. Obviously, K-State trying to maintain its perfect record is one. Facing former wide receiver Isaiah Zuber is another. But overall, probably the biggest storyline between K-State and Mississippi State is that the Wildcats want revenge from a year ago. K-State hosted Mississippi State early in the season last year and got absolutely obliterated, losing 31-10 here in Manhattan, Kansas. K-State is focused on this year, not looking back at last year, except at the end of the day, they're going to want revenge from what happened a year ago.
It's a completely different, team. We're completely different schematically this year, but at the same time, knowing how last year went, it didn't go anywhere near how we wanted it to. And so using that outcome as motivation, but realizing that the situation is going to be different this year.
They beat us pretty good last year. And it was just wasn't a very good feeling walking off the field, last year at all for multiple reasons. But, Coach Klieman, reiterated to us yesterday, it's last year is last year. This is a new year, a new football team. And it doesn't matter really. So that's just how I look at it, and it's the truth. We're a lot different football team than we were last year. Whole new coaching staff, new system, and a whole bunch of different stuff. So it's just gonna be about just focusing on this year and this opportunity, and also taking because it's still the same D coordinator and stuff. So looking at that game, I looked at the game last night. I watched it on film. And whatnot. It was kind of hard to go to sleep after, but it's good to kind of go through those times again and kind of I put myself through kind of how I felt during that time, and it reminded me of how I felt and whatnot. So it's just I'm going to go into this week as a whole. It's a whole new year, new opportunity, and I'm going to do my best to help this team win any way that I can.
Yeah, I'm extremely excited, to get to go down there into SEC country and play a game. It's going to be a great challenge, and I know we're all excited for that opportunity and, preparing as such. And, we had a good day of practice yesterday and, just realizing, it's a great opportunity and, a great opponent, and just going to have to prepare extremely hard.
It's an 11 a.m. kick between Kansas State and Mississippi State in Starkville, Mississippi on Saturday. The GoPowercat.com team will be on hand in Starkville to bring you coverage from the game.